Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. And this right now, y'all, is Life After Lockup, okay? Can't Stop Destiny Season 3, Episode 1. Now, y'all, I don't really do my reality shows, okay? I don't watch them like that, okay? I used to watch the old ones from back in the days, all right? back into time. However, the maybe last 3-4 years, I had started getting, my guilty pleasure became 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup. Now, I fell off with the 90 Day, probably like the last season that they had. Wasn't watching it no more, wasn't really feeling the people they had up there. But when I first started this YouTube channel, I think they was either like midway through Love After Lockup or almost towards the end. So I had said when it came back around, I was going to do reviews on it. Now, I didn't even know it was back, y'all. I didn't see no commercials, didn't hear nothing about it. I literally found out yesterday it was coming back, and I was debating, like, am I going to do these reviews? So, obviously, y'all see me here. I'm going to give it a try. We're going to see how it goes because I do like this show, okay? It just cracks me up with some of this stuff, all right? So, nonetheless, we are going to go ahead and get into this. Now, I'm going to start with the people that I really don't care that much about, okay? Or I'm actually surprised that they even still together and still up here, right? We're going to start with Brian and Chaz first, okay? So, with her, she is basically, coming over to her friend's house. Apparently she has basically graduated from construction school before she even went into jail. And, she's going to help her friend out with making these cabinets, fixing her kitchen, whatever have you. So I said, okay, that's good. Now, the last we seen her, she was actually leaving from him and saying she was going to be with her daughter because she had already missed time with her. And, we seen that they really seemed, she more so seemed uncomfortable with him, right? If anything, it seemed like he was more into her than she was into him. And she decided to go be with her daughter and spend time with her. And I thought that that was the right decision. So, honestly, I was not expecting these two to even still be talking, but apparently they are, okay? And so she's there with her friends and they're like talking to her saying, because she's basically saying he's about to come near for a visit. And they like, well, what are you going to do with him? She was like, yeah, we're going to have to take him out and show him a good time, okay? So they like, well, girl, you could probably take him to the strip club and do a dance for him and all this stuff. The look she had on her face, honey, Burren don't look like she want to dance for him. She don't look like she want to do anything for him, okay? But she's like, yeah, we could take him and have a good time. So they start to ask her, like, well, do you find him sexy? Does he give you butterflies? She ain't saying nothing, y'all. Okay, she's mighty, mighty quiet when they asking this and making these different faces. She starts to tell them about how she does think he's cute, okay? Cute is a big difference from, sexy. And then with the butterflies, she says she don't know. I'm like, girl, if you getting butterflies, you gonna know. It ain't gonna be no confusion there. She says he's cute, but he's not aggressive. Now, I don't know if being aggressive is necessarily a good thing, Rowan, but I guess that's your thing, all right? And so, of course, he's somebody that's completely opposite. And on the one hand, I could kind of understand her saying that, I guess she's trying to get out of her element that she's normally in, and she feels like if she's still dealing with those types and putting herself in certain situations, then that might lead her to being locked back up, right? So she's trying to do things different, but you can't force yourself to be with somebody that you are just not interested in. I mean, I wouldn't. It doesn't make sense to me, right? And so she tells them all about how she freaked out really bad when they were going to be intimate. That was the next sign, honey. Okay, but according to her, she's basically complaining about her weight, saying how she was so much smaller before and she's gained a lot of weight. I can understand that, okay, because I'll be constantly up and down. And, we all have our different things that we like and don't like about ourselves at times. And she feels like if she lose the weight, then she pretty much would be more happy, more comfortable, and then it would make it easier for her to be with him. She also says she's never really been able to be intimate with anybody without her being high and drunk, right? So being as though she's living a sober life now, that makes it harder. I don't know about that, Barman. I mean, listen, baby, if you can't do it now, I don't think you're going to be able to do it later either. I don't give a damn how drunk or how you get. And if you got to be that to be able to do it with somebody, then that becomes a whole nother issue, right? To me, these is all red flags that's saying this is not for you. And, her friends could pretty much see it too. At one point, they start saying to her, well, why even go through all of this? Why push yourself down and not do what you really want to do and, give yourself what you need and be putting all these other people first? That's something you've always done and you need to stop doing that. And she basically says that, at the end of the day, if she doesn't, leave from there, she potentially sees herself being locked back up. She also says that he stood by her, so she should try to make it work. And so for me, that just sounds as if, he was there for me, so I feel like I owe him. So I'm going to be miserable and I'm still going to try to go with this, even though I really don't want to be with this man. That's what that says to me. And like I said, that's not a good look. That's not what you should be doing, in my opinion, okay? And she basically was also saying that, she just really, really, wants to try to do new things. And I'm like, I don't know, Baron. Like I said, that sounds good, but, that could be a plus and that could be a negative at the same time. So then we see him with his friends and it's pretty much the same thing. They're asking him things about her. They saying, what's going on? What are y'all trying to do? Where do you see this going? He's basically saying how, her ex showed up, but there's nothing sexual between them. And they like, I don't know about all of that, and how, I guess he was still come around and he was sending her messages and all this stuff. So they was like, well, if we need to come out there and see him, let us know if we need to take a ride out there, if he's going to be bothering her. And then he's like, oh, no, nobody's going to be bothering her or whatever, right? And we see him and his band perform, his friends and him is in this band. And he basically has her watching him through FaceTime. But pretty much you can see that what it boils down to is that her friends see that she's lying to herself and his friends see that he's lying to himself. He more so, to me, benefits out of it more than her. And he's basically, just basically living in a fantasy world, right? Because to him, I think he feels like he has this, model on his arm. He has this young, beautiful woman on his arm or whatever. And he's just happy and content in that. And he's thinking that, he can make her love him and make her get into him or whatever. And with her, it's like, well, he was this nice guy that helped me, so I owe him, so I'm going to just stick around with him for that. She does definitely not seem as into him as he is into her, okay? So I don't see them lasting, and like I said, I am actually very shocked that they have still been able to last up to this point, and it's going to probably be really, really awkward once he gets there around her friends. I know that it was not the best situation when her and her daughter went out, where he ended up not even having damn money for the damn bills. So I hope it's not going to be the same situation when he comes out there to be with her and her friends. But I guess we will see, what this going to be going into the future. Now, the next ones I'm going to get to is daggone Taylor and Chance. Okay. Taylor. When we last seen Taylor and Chance, he basically proposed to her, right? He had the kids come out and hold up the signs and all of that different stuff. So we see them now sitting in the kitchen and he's asking the kids how they like the whole proposal thing. And they basically like, yo, we was bored. Okay, we didn't want to be bothered. All right. I ain't mad at them. And he's saying to her that he hopes that nothing changes her mind. And she's saying no, you know what I mean? I wouldn't have said yes. I'm not going to go back on it. Nothing is going to change my mind. And he's like, yeah, it's no backsies. So then she says that she want to go in the room and talk to her sister Bobby. Okay, remember Bobby had left, right? She wasn't trying to hear Chance and now she's back. And so she get in the room with her and she tells her about the engagement. And she's like, oh, he did it in this perfect way. That's the way that you would want somebody to do it. And Bobby is basically like, no, that's not how I would want it to be done. I wouldn't want it done at all, right? And she basically says, I just still don't trust him, all right? And I don't blame her. Bobby is smart. And that, he can always change and ends up revealing himself later on, right? And so she was like, basically she's still going to have her eye out on him. And, we have her Taylor start to, just kind of vent and say how she lost her fiance, right? right, like what, 2 weeks before they were supposed to get married, and she has this fear that she could lose Chance in that same way as well. You know, he had passed away from a car accident and it shattered her whole world, right? And she don't want to experience that again, you know, and I could definitely relate and understand that, right? And she basically was like, you know, she couldn't move past that for the longest time. And now she feels like this is her chance, okay, to be able to start a new life and have a second, you know, shot at happiness. And they're really committed to working together and, you know, making this work and all of that stuff. And she said, yeah, it's going to be some bumps here and there, but they still love each other. And she feels like they can move past all of that. And I said, girl, I don't know about that, all right? You know, Bobby's telling her she has some serious doubt about that because his temper's not good and it doesn't seem to be getting better. But she was like, you know, I will object to the wedding if I see any funny stuff. So at this point, Chance bring his behind walking in the room or whatever. And he's like saying to her, oh, you see the ring? You see that we getting married? And she was like, yeah, I see. And he want to talk about how he know they got off to a bumpy start. You know, he know that, you know, he wasn't doing things the right way, but he's really trying now. And again, you know, because he had brung this up once before with turning this daggone garage into a room. And he tries to be like passive aggressive. I feel like he thinks he knows the buttons. He thinks he knows them a little bit better now. He knows what to say to kind of work his way with the kids and with Taylor. And he's trying to use it on Bobby the best that he can. But, excuse me, Bobby ain't really falling for it, all right? And so he trying to smile and tell her like, you know, oh, well, the kids is all piled up in the one room and I want to kind of let, you know, I guess the oldest be able to move out and have her own room. And what I wanted to do is fix up the garage for you to be able to move in there. And she's like, I ain't going in no garage. She's like, first of all, I left here already one time. And then I'm just getting back and now you trying to move me out again to the garage, you know. And she's basically saying how he's just trying to like alienate her and separate them or whatever the case may be. She's not stupid. But he's steadily smiling and he like, oh no, I don't mean it in that way. He was like, I'm not doing it to you. I'm doing it for you. Trust me, I'm going to prove it. He's like, once I fix it up and everything and you come out there and look at it, if you don't like it, then you know what I mean? I'll go ahead and put Taylor in there. He going to make it seem like it's a joke. I said, boy, Chance, if you don't get your behind out of here. I do not like him, okay? I don't like him. I don't trust him. So I feel like Bobby is definitely 100% correct. I feel like, you know, Taylor got her blinders on right now. I didn't like him from the beginning. And I felt like it was too soon, too fast to be bringing him around her kids, number one. And number two, he really turned me off when he got so upset and mad that she still had up the fiance that passed away pictures talking about they should be taken down. Why is those still up there? In contrast to him having people's pictures and numbers and stuff in his phone that he's actually still dealing with. That turned me off. I would have walked away after that. I wouldn't have wanted nothing else to do with him at all. Like, that is no way that you can even, you know, compare that. And so he trying to beat her in the head like, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be better. We all going to be this happy family type of thing. You know, it's just about giving you your space and privacy and letting us have a little bit of space and privacy. You know what I'm saying? I promise you that you are going to like it. But she's basically like, nah, I'm not going to like that. And I'm with her too. I said, why don't you move out there in the damn garage? You know, because remember, he was literally not even one day out of jail when he was already bringing that up. He was trying to come in the house and make rules for her house and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not feeling that, all right? Then we get Kevin and Tiffany, okay? I don't know why they are together either, all right? I don't. Remember, we started out seeing them with her coming out, not wanting to be bothered with him, told him not to come. He decided to come anyway, started a whole fight, knocked out homeboy, and now they apparently are still there together. And Tiffany is basically telling him that they should look for a girlfriend, okay? Now she want to be able to have a couple going on, right? She thinks it will make things better and that if she brings this other person into the relationship, I don't know why they stay doing this, okay? That then at least she would know who he's with and it ain't got to be a thing of her feeling like he's stepping out and being with somebody behind her back. So when they get back to the house, they basically freaking, you know, make a damn Tinder account, okay? Set up a Tinder account. They taking different pictures to be able to post up there or whatever. And they are looking through what their options are, you know, as far as people that they may be interested in. And he talking about some, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, we may want to go ahead with this ginger, you know, and she's thinking that this is going to make them get closer together. Child, I just think you setting yourself up, okay? And in the meantime, in between time, we are also seeing that, of course, Miss Kayla is still sending messages, okay? She done started sending messages through the night, okay? Probably all while they done went to bed, had sex, whatever else, and is continuing to send messages and call from early in the morning. Now, this point, when they wake up, she's like, yo, who's that on the phone? Who keeps, you know, messaging you like that? He want to talk about some, oh, that's my boy. He just want us to go to the gym to work out before, you know what I'm saying, we go to work. I know she know that that's daggone bull crap, all right? And when she steps out, because she went out to make breakfast, they basically was asking him, like, so who is that really, right? What is the messages? And it was basically Kayla already seeing the damn Tinder account. I said, damn, she watching like that? What the heck is going on here? How she found it that fast? All right, Kayla, she could be a damn private investigator, all right? She is on they damn necks. So she already see all the pictures and basically are sending the pictures to him and saying, you know, what's going on with this damn Tinder account that you done set up. And in the meantime, you know, Tiffany in the kitchen burning up the damn toast or whatever and made some eggs, and he go in there and he eats some of that and he decides to give her the damn keys to his place. I said, now, how did you go from you literally still messing with them Kayla? I would think you would want the opposite. You would want her to be able to, you know, come and go and knock at the door and let you know when she's coming, as, you know, then giving her the keys and being like, oh, I just want you to know that you could trust me and you could be able to come in and out all the time however you want to or whatever. Knowing that this damn Kayla is crazy as I don't know what, and more than likely she will probably be popping up at the house. I say, yeah, okay, Kevin, you playing a real dangerous game, you know. So he's saying that he gonna go ahead and leave, and as he's driving, you know, Kayla's calling down his phone again. So now that he's in the car by himself, he could finally go ahead and answer the phone, and he's basically, you know, saying what's up. And of course she start going in on him like, what's up with this, you know what I'm saying, Tinder account that you got? And he's just lying on back, okay, doing shaggy, it wasn't me. Talking about, I don't know what you talking about, I don't got no Tinder account, you know, you got the wrong person, must be somebody that look like me. And I mean, he ain't breaking a sweat, he ain't stumbling, stuttering, nothing. He just saying it with a straight face, as calm and cool and collective as can be. And so, you know, he says that he did tell her about Tiffany before and that she was really pissed off or whatever the case may be. But he basically just was like, we're just friends. There's nothing else that be going on between us. And he says, why would I start telling her the truth now? I say, listen, Kevin is waiting, okay, for some freaking disaster to happen. He is like literally begging for it, okay? I don't even know what else to say about that, right? And so then we get Sean and Sarah raggedy behinds, child. They are planning a wedding, right? When we last seen them, we know that he had asked her to marry him, and we know that she basically, you know, had told him that she was pregnant. So now they're actually here with the wedding planner. You know, they're looking at the venue, they're setting things up. You see that the wedding planners are asking him, you know, if they're going to be having family that's coming out of town. And he basically says that it's going to be his son and his sister, right? I guess most of the family that will be there will be coming from Sarah. You know, unfortunately, they won't be able to make it. So Sarah was saying that is really unfortunate. She was like, why can't they come? What is going on, right? Is it because of Kelly? And so he says, I don't know. He was like, they just can't be here, whatever. They have school. And she was like, come on, you know, they could have she could have took them out of school, right? She just don't want them to be here, right? And so they're essentially having this argument in front of the wedding planner. She looking mad awkward back and forth at them like, okay. Then she's asking them if they want to go out and see the area where the actual wedding will be taking place. I guess the other part that they was in was where the reception was going to be, and they say yeah. And as they go out there, his phone is just ding, 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 and ringing, 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 ringing. She's like, what's going on? Why don't you answer that? What's happening? Who is it? He's like, oh, it don't matter. You know, we're handling this. Let's finish handling this first. She's like, no, look at it. See who it is. So then when he says it's Kelly, she's getting pissed off that it's Kelly. And she's like, why is she calling? He was like, I don't know. I'm not going to answer it right now, though, because we're dealing dealing with more important things. And so she's saying she's irritated by her calling. And at one point, you know, they let the lady go ahead in before them, and they still stand outside and they're talking. And she's like, oh, this don't make no sense. I told you that she needs to calm down with the calling, and you need to check her, and you still haven't done it. And I done brung it up a million times. And he's like, well, this is my, you know what I'm saying, kid's mom. Like, I'm always going to have to speak to her. And that's something I don't understand. I remember he was going through that with Destiny. You know, she's saying how she's sick of it or whatever, and she's tired of it, and he needs to take care of it. She was like, you know, I'm also going to be your wife, and I'm also having your child, and we're in an active relationship, and I don't call as much as, you know, she does. He's saying that she actually calmed down with how much she called, and she's like, well, I would hate to see that, because, you know what I'm saying, she's still calling a whole hell of a lot now. And so she may have a point to a certain degree, and I get that she is going to be his wife, and she also is having his child now, so that does change things in comparison to what it was with Destiny. But my thing is, when you met this man, well, technically she didn't know right off the bat, because he lied about that and lied about Destiny. Sean is trash, trash, trash. But you know now, right? And you still went ahead and said yes, and you still trying to make these plans to marry him, which I would not have been doing. And yet you want to keep complaining and be mad that he literally has to speak to this lady and is going to be connected to her for the rest of your lives. At this point, to be honest with you, because Sean is over here talking about how he haven't seen his kids since he got with damn Sarah, okay? That says a lot about him. He want to talk about how no matter how much he lasts, you know, ask, I should say, that Kelly keeps saying no. Why y'all didn't take a trip out there to them? Why you didn't take a trip out there to them? Why haven't you put in the effort? You know, that's always his damn excuse, is like, he was barely doing the minimum, you know, financially, and he definitely have not been putting in the time physically being with them, okay? And if this person is supposed to be supposedly so important to you that you're going to be marrying them, and this is going to be their little brother or sister that you're having, that I would think that you would be trying to make a connection with all of y'all, let all of y'all meet, you know, face to face and talk. But of course, no, we're talking about Sean, so he hasn't done any of that. He just wants to sit back and be lazy and complain and be like, I don't know why things is the way that they is, you know, I tried and I asked and blah blah blah, and that's it, you know. And so therefore you have the mess that we have going on now, you know. And so I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I don't see this working either, right? This is just like a freaking volcano that is waiting to explode. And so, you know, then they go to meet with the brother and, brother, I should say his son and his sister, right? And he basically ends up saying that they don't even know that she's pregnant. And she was like, what? Why? And he was like, oh, well, it never came up. And she was like, really? That shows how important it is to you that you could sit there and be like, it just never came up. Like, you got to be kidding me, right? So she didn't even know that they didn't know that she was pregnant. I said, you can't make this up, right? And of course, he haven't seen the son in the God knows how long either, right? And he's talking about something, maybe he could make it up to him now. Like, I doubt it. He seems like he's a damn, you know, grown guy. And like most kids that's up here on these shows, it seems like he got more sense than all of y'all do. And so when they meet, it's basically awkward as hell, okay? Nobody's really talking. Nobody knows what to say. And then they looking like, oh, shoot, she seems to be big and pregnant. We didn't know that, right? And, you know, of course, as they sit down and they do start talking, you know, Sarah basically asked his son, like, how do you feel about the fact that we getting married? And he was like, well, I'm a little shocked. You know, I wasn't expecting this or whatever. It's not much that I could say. He does actually say that Sarah seems to be cool from what he could see or whatever, and that his mom can be extra. But he was like, you know, don't let her hear me say that because she would have a fit. So to me, their son is giving me like he's living his own life out there, whatever, and he don't really want to be bothered with Sean or her too tough, right? And he was just basically saying, but, you know, this is no shocker. That's how my dad is, and that's how he moves. He doesn't tell you anything. You never know what he's doing and all of that kind of stuff, right? And so then when him and Sean go to get fitted for the daggone tux, come to find out, He talking about he thought he was marrying Destiny. I said, what? I'm like, Jesus Christ, you can't make this up, right? So he was like, shoot, I'm shocked to see that it's not her. He's asking him whatever happened with Destiny, and he's basically telling him, like, yeah, she cut off her ankle bracelet. She ended up getting back locked up. She was supposed to do, like, I forgot whether it was 16 months, 18 months, whatever. And he was like, she could possibly be out by now. She might not be out. So he was like, well, if she do get out, do you think that's going to cause any problems? And he's like, hell yeah, that's going to cause problems, right? All she thinks about is herself. She starts trouble all the time and all this other stuff, right? And so I'm like, they basically show Sarah with her mom, and she's doing her dress fit and saying, now that she's pregnant and showing it bigger, she didn't know if the dress was going to fit her or not, but it did. And her mom is basically saying Sean is still trash to her, okay? She don't trust him. She don't like him. She will be keeping her eye on him. And basically just letting Sarah be able to focus on, her day or whatever the case may be. If this is what she wants to do, she's going to go along with it, okay? But she is in no way, shape, or form, fooled by Sean or trusting him at this point, right? So I don't blame her mama. That's right. Keep your eyes out, okay? And, she basically, was telling the lady, because she was like, oh, is this your first marriage, your first baby and all of that stuff? And she's like, well, this is both of our first marriage, okay? This will be our first child together and the last, so she claims. And she's telling her how, he literally had proposed to somebody else, and he was with her during the same time as her, okay? And right before asking her, so the lady's looking at her like she got 3 damn heads. And I'm like, yeah, Sarah, again, I would not have been saying yes to him, girl, but you did, and you here, and you in it, so we gonna go for the ride with you and see where it goes. So when we see, Sean and his son again inside the store, basically his phone is going off, and the son is like, are you gonna answer that? And he go outside and answer it. It's Destiny calling, talking about, oh, you still owe me, I'm out now, you should still look out for me and all of this kind of stuff. And at least he did have the sense to tell her, like, I'm getting married, I moved on, leave me the heck alone, I don't want nothing to do with you. And he hurries up and hangs up the damn phone on her, and she's sitting there talking about I'm pregnant. So I said, is this damn lady trying to tell me that this is Sean's baby she's having? I'm confused, okay? Because didn't she been move on, was cheating on him while they was together as well, and then had somebody after that? I said, what is happening here, y'all? Okay, what is happening here? And so I don't even remember if I mentioned this or not. If I did, then I guess I'm mentioning it twice. But when they was at the meeting, and the sister did ask her, like, so are y'all getting pregnant because of the baby? And she was like, no, actually, he did not even know I was pregnant. He came and asked me to marry him before I could even tell him about, before I could even tell him about me being pregnant or whatever the case may be. And so she was like, oh, okay. She was like, it just worked out that way. And so she was like, okay, cool. Now, Brittany and Marcelino, y'all. Brittany and Marcelino, when I seen them, I was like, why are they still up here? I don't want to see them. I've had enough of them. I feel like Brittany has pretty much got herself together, and I feel like they really don't need to do this show anymore. That was my initial response, right? I'm like, the last couple times that they've been up here, it really wasn't a story there too much. I felt like they was reaching and trying to figure it out and find a story for them, all right? We had situations with her mom, although it was very sad, We had situations with her sister because of the mom and different stuff like that. It would more so be other situations than stuff directly with them, right? Brittany pretty much, since she got out, have been about her business and have been trying. We even had one situation last season, I think it was, where they had invested this money and was trying to start up this thing to help other, people that's coming out of prison and that have drug abuse, alcohol problems, whatever have you, and the guy had basically ripped off their money, whatever. So it just always felt like they was trying to make a story for them. So I was pretty much like, why are they here? Child, they start talking about how, Brittany is now doing real estate, all right? So in terms of how she's doing, she's still hanging in there and she's still doing good, okay? She got her a good job. She trying to get out here and get to work. They talk about how they gonna meet up later and switch whatever, I guess switch cars, and she would take the kids or whatever when she finished doing what she's gonna do. And she's going to show this $1 million home, okay, talking about if she makes the sale that it would be like 75,000 for her that goes in her pocket. So I'm like, Brittany, do your thing. Yes, girl, come through. All right, we love to see it. That's beautiful. But again, I'm still like, well, why are y'all coming up here on this show? Because I feel like sometimes when they stay on these reality shows too long too, that could add to it and kind of mess up the relationship, right? I feel like if you got your head on straight and you doing good now, yeah, we could get an update every now and then, but you don't necessarily have to come up, every season. Well, honey, come to find out, Brittany and Marcelino ain't doing too good, okay? If this is real, right? Assuming it is. And she's saying things haven't been right between them in months. He's giving her all different kind of attitudes. She was like, ever since we did that threesome with Amanda, we basically have been growing apart, and he is not the same. I said, Brittany, I could have told you that, girl. Why? And I forgot about the fact that she had came home, because remember, first things was funny with them. Like, she didn't seem like she was that into him at first, and he was acting all funny in the first season. Then he started kind of getting his stuff together. Then they became where they had a middle ground, but they felt like, all right, now we got these kids, we got all these other situations going on, we need me time for us. Her dad had came and babysit the kids so they could kind of get that me time. Then Amanda seemed like she was trying to act like she was interested in Brittany again, and I guess she felt like she didn't want to cheat on Marcelino on the outside with her. So it was like, oh, well, let me bring her home and be like, oh, Marcelino, do you want to have this threesome with all of us together, And he obviously ain't turned it down. And now since then, you want to talk about it as a conflict. Like, yeah, it's a conflict. You're the one that opened the door and brought it in, girl. Like, I can't. So needless to say, she had to leave to go to work, and he's saying how being a stay-at-home dad is the hardest job he ever had, right? And being a parent is a hard job, period, right? And he talking about how he ain't getting no support, he ain't feeling like he getting the help that he need and all this stuff. In the meantime, while he's babysitting, we seeing that he getting these different texts. Now, we can't see everything clear, but it looked like it was some hearts going on there, and I'm just checking on you, and this and that, right? And he talking about he don't know what his limits are at this point. I said, Miss Marcelino, what? Huh? Who? So, Marcelino, we see him packing up the kids at one point. I'm thinking he just going out to take care of some business or take the kids with him to the store or something. I don't know, but I did not think he was going to do what he did, y'all. I'm going to tell you that much. And the next thing he brings them to where Brittany is. She's in the middle of showing the people around and seeming like it's going good. They talking about how they could get in the pool. She's showing them, the different layout of the house and what kind of floors it is and this, that, and the third. When she first got there, she had met up with a co-worker that works with her, and he was saying, put your phone on silent because we don't want that to be going off while we in there handling our business or whatever the case may be, right? So basically, she feels her phone going off, and she's like, excuse me for a minute, I have a little bit of emergency. And she's asking the co-worker, can you hold it down for me for a minute? And when she answered the phone, Marcelino talking about something, you done, come outside. She like, no, I'm not done. What do you mean am I done? She was like, I'm in the middle of a daggone showing. How the heck could I be done? Well, I'm outside now, and I gotta go this, that, and third. So she's like, I'm coming outside now. So when she get out there, she's basically like, yo, why would you do that? She was like, this is my work right now. I cannot just have you drop off the kids in the middle of it. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry. So she's like, I can't just have you drop them off in the middle of it and leave me, with kids or whatever when I'm doing a daggone sale. He gonna talk about I don't know what to tell you, and he already jumping in the other car like dead ass. Jumps in the other car, whatever, and was like, you gotta do what you gotta do because, you got plans and I got plans too. What plans do you have, Marcelino? Can you please let me know? What plans do somebody that ain't got no damn job, is not paying any freaking bills, all you doing is staying there and taking care of the kids, have where you're going to put her job in jeopardy? What is that damn important that it could not wait whatever little extra minutes till she finish her damn job? What plans is that? Can you tell me that? Brittany is better than me, baby. And he dead ass got in the car and drove away. Excuse me. So then, her co-worker come walking out with the clients or whatever, and she talking about, oh, maybe we could do a video call. If you have any other questions, we could be in contact. We could talk to each other by the end of the week. They like, oh, okay, cool, fine. And when they leave, the co-worker partner, whatever, he says, we can't have this. And Brittany is basically like, she knows, and then she get in the car with the kids like, mommy is here to save the day or whatever the case may be, and go riding off with them. I said, oh no, baby. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, honey. It ain't gonna work. All right, I don't know what Marcelino got going on, but baby, when he would have got home, anyway, moving on along, honey, we get to Miss Lindsay, honey. We see Lindsay coming out of jail, right? Her friend picks her up or whatever the case may be, right? I think his name was Blaine. And he's like, oh, you look amazing. He's so excited to see her. Now, we seeing that she done went to jail for 18 months, right? And the first person that she does call and leave a message is her daughter. She basically starts telling him her mom is tired of her shit. Okay, she tired of playing games with her and her going back and forth in and out of jail, and she can't blame her for that. Even though she knows that her daughter was in class or school or whatever, she still leaves her a message, right? And so you could kind of see that the friend is into her. He's happy to see her. She's saying how, she's not even too sure where she going to be able to stay. She's like, oh, can I stay on your couch? He's like, no, you could stay, but you ain't going to stay on no couch, honey. I got the bedroom for you, all right? But she's basically saying, even though he's coming off where you could tell that he's attracted to her, and if he have a chance, he would go with it. She's essentially saying that first she was like he used to work for her, and then the next minute she basically was like he used to buy drugs from her. So she was like, well, either way, she wouldn't mix it up like that. They've been friends for all these years, and you don't lay down, with nobody that you worked with in that type of way or whatever the case may be. That's crossing the line and all of that kind of stuff. But you can clearly see he's into her, right? And so then she, he basically asked about Scott, and she's saying how she haven't seen Scott since she basically called fuck you in his desk, okay? And Scott is petty as hell, yo, because Scott had her arrested, all right? I don't blame him, though. I probably would have did the same thing. He said, oh, no, you didn't think you was going to come up here and damage my shit, okay? And he had her arrested and said that he had like $1,500 worth of property damage in his house. So basically, she said while she was locked up, he would send her letters that was like, ha ha, ha 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 ha. And he was basically paying $10 on MoneyGram to basically send her a penny. She was like, you are paying $10 to send me a damn penny every week. I said, no, Scott, no, not you sending a penny, child, for $10. I said, yeah, Scott, we got to start calling you Petty Scott. That's your new name because, baby. So basically, the next thing you know, she's like telling him, oh, but I do have a boyfriend. And you could see that he was, a little crushed. Like, wait a minute, you got a boyfriend. She was like, yeah, can I use your phone to call him? But of course, he trying to act calm, cool, and collective, like he just that friend, okay, that will be there to be, that shoulder she could lean on and cry on and fall on if need be. So he go ahead and give her the phone, and she calling up this boyfriend. Child, when I tell y'all, because remember I said I didn't see no previews, I wasn't watching nothing that was going on, who was going to be on this season, none of that, right? Why it was Deontay? Why was it Deontay? Why was I like, I know that's not who I think it is. And she talking about some, hey, baby, and he, hey, baby. He was like, what number is this you calling me from? She was like, oh, this is my friend or whatever the case may be. He was like, oh, so you know what's going on with your mother and where you going to be staying? Because she's like, she's out. He's saying how he's so excited and happy. So then he was like, wait. He was like, did I hear you say he is a guy? She was like, well, I got a lot of guy friends. So we already know Deontay is the damn jealous type, all right? We seen him being jealous with damn Nicole, all right? So, of course, he's sitting here talking about he's, feeling this way because of what he went through with Nicole. Not saying she didn't do no trifling stuff to him, but he already had that in him previous to that, okay? And he was like, he gonna have to try to get rid of that and start being more trusting. And he basically was saying how, she came after him. She was in his DMs, all right? But he was familiar with her from the show. And he basically was like, oh, okay, wait a minute, and saying how she's so different from Nicole. She's saying how he got this sex appeal, how the first thing she liked about him was his sense of humor, and also he looked so good. I said, well, I don't know about sex appeal, okay, girl. I wouldn't say that he was ugly, but I'm actually surprised that he is messing with you of all damn people. I won't say that I'm surprised that he's messing with an inmate, because I'm really not surprised about that one, all right? And of course we know that this is his third, at least that we know about. And I'm like, where is his mama, okay? Where is Deontay's mama? I need to know, all right? She probably done said, I'm tired of him too, all right? But she basically was telling him like, oh, I want to see you. You're going to have to come out here to Mississippi. And he was like, all right, yeah, I'll be out there tomorrow. Like, he wasn't trying to hesitate, okay? He said he was going to be the next day. And so she's telling, the guy when she hangs up the phone, her friend Blaine, she's like, I really got a good feeling about this one. And he's just basically looking. And I'm looking too, because I'm like, that's going to be a hot mess, y'all. Y'all already know that is going to be an explosion of all explosions. And so we do see that, even though it's only like 8 hours since she been out, she already got this job interview set up. Apparently her friend hooked her up where she could be working, and she actually looking halfway decent to go to the interview. But as she's on her way there, she gets a call saying how her friend got arrested or whatever have you, and she busy trying to figure out how to get the money up. Then when they have the money up, she's saying she can't go in because even though she just came out from being arrested in one situation and doing the 18 months, she have all these other different warrants. So I'm confused, because I'm like, well, if you have different warrants, wouldn't you have came up while you was in jail and had to serve time with that too? I don't know. But needless to say, she's saying she got warrants, so she's saying she can't go in. And then the guy that she's with, Blaine, can't go in either because he got different stuff. So she's trying to call up other people to see if any of them could go in. And they all like, nah, can't get there, can't do it. So she basically tells the friend like, no, we gotta go. And he's trying to tell her like, listen, you need to get in there for your damn job interview. And she's like, no, if it was you, I would help you. If it was you, I would be there for you. She's like, we're gonna have to go. I'm not leaving him in no damn jail. I'm not trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We gotta go. So basically, she leaves, doesn't do the damn job interview, plus taking a chance and putting herself in jeopardy by going to pay in any damn way since she can't get nobody else. And I'm like, y'all already know we not gonna have Lindsay out here for a long time, right? None of us are shocked by that, right? We see that where this is basically going, right? We all on the same page with that? We all in agreement with that? Okay. So yeah, y'all, that was the first episode. It was alright. It was cute. Certain parts was kind of slow, but with how they showing the preview for the season, it looks like we gonna be in for a whole bunch of fuckery and foolishness. And I'm gonna be here for every minute of it. But y'all go ahead and put it in the comments. Tell me what y'all thought about this first episode. If y'all watching this, do y'all like it, not like it? Do y'all think any of these daggone people is going to be making it? Are y'all surprised by seeing, Deontay and Lindsay behind together? So y'all think Marcelino and Brittany is gonna make it through this, or y'all think Marcelino about to run off with her friend Amanda, or he done got a whole new chick altogether? Put it all in the comments. Let's discuss. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Till next time.